Kimmich comments on his link to a move to Barcelona. Joshua Kimmich, the Bayern Munich player, addressed his connection to a move to Barcelona during the past period, during a press conference held on the sidelines of the match between the two teams, on Wednesday evening, in the UEFA Champions League. Kimmich said about the matter, "I was aware of many rumors in the media about my transfer to Barcelona, but none of that matters now. The Barcelona-Bayern match is very special because we are playing against a historic club." Joshua added, "Tomorrow's match is very interesting and we look forward to facing Hansi Flick, Bayern's former coach. To be honest, I haven't watched any of Barcelona's matches this season, but we need to trust the video analyses." Regarding the possibility of his move to Barcelona after his contract with Bayern ends, Kimmich left the door open by saying, "You can't rule anything out in football, but this story is not on my mind right now." The player refused to provide any new information regarding the renewal of his contract with Bayern's management, saying, "These are internal matters that I don't want to share publicly." Before today's match, Dani Olmo knows Bayern Munich's net very well. The Spanish newspaper Mundo Deportivo reported that the talented new Barcelona player Dani Olmo knows Bayern Munich's goal very well from his time at Leipzig. Dani Olmo has scored many goals against Bayern. The newspaper pointed out that Olmo has scored 4 goals against Bayern, all in the German Super Cup, including a hat-trick in the 2023 Super Cup match that Leipzig won after a 3-0 victory. The newspaper added that Dani Olmo's recent return from injury is crucial in helping the Catalan team break their Champions League curse against Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich's absences against Barcelona in the Champions League. Bayern Munich's squad has seen several absences ahead of their clash with Barcelona, which will take place as part of the third round of the UEFA Champions League. Bayern Munich misses 3 players against Barcelona. According to what was reported by the Spanish newspaper Mundo Deportivo, the absence of Alexander Pavlovic is the biggest loss for Bayern Munich's coach, Vincent Kompany, in the match against Barcelona, as the German midfielder is one of the key players for the team. João Palhinha or Leon Goretzka are expected to replace him in midfield alongside Joshua Kimmich. There is also another issue Bayern Munich is facing on the right side due to the injuries of both Sacha Boey and Josip Stanisic, with Konrad Laimer or left-back Rafael Guerreiro likely to fill that position. Bayern Munich's expected lineup against Barcelona. However, the rest of the players are expected to participate normally, with Manuel Neuer in goal, centre-backs Dayot Upamecano and Kim Min-jae, and left-back Alphonso Davies. In midfield will be Joshua Kimmich, with wingers Michael Olise and Serge Gnabry, and Harry Kane as the main striker. Barcelona's expected lineup against Bayern Munich in the Champions League. Hansi Flick surprises. Barcelona faces a tough challenge on home soil, under the watchful eyes of their fans, as they host Bayern Munich this Wednesday evening in the UEFA Champions League. The Catalan club is preparing to welcome Bayern Munich at the Montjuic Olympic Stadium in the top match of the third round of the group stage of the European competition. Barcelona enters today's match focused solely on securing a win to improve their position in the standings. So far, they've played 2 matches in the Champions League, losing to Monaco in the first round and winning against Young Boys in the second. Bayern Munich, on the other hand, aims to recover from their recent defeat to Aston Villa, pushing the Bavarian Giants to seek victory and claim all 3 points today. Barcelona's expected lineup against Bayern Munich in the Champions League. Goalkeeper, Peña. Defense, Jules Koundé, Pau Cubarsí, Íñigo Martínez, Alejandro Balde. Midfield, Marc Casado, Pedri González. Attacking midfield, Lamine Yamal, Fermín López, Rafinha. Forward, Robert Lewandowski. Barcelona secures its star until 2029. Barcelona has successfully reached an agreement with one of its key players to extend his contract with the Catalan club until the summer of 2029. Transfer expert Fabrizio Romano posted on his X account. Barcelona continues its new contract plan, having confirmed an agreement with Fermín López to renew the player's contract until June 2029. Romano added, after Marc Bernal, Fermín López's new contract will soon be announced, with an increase in both salary and release clause value. He concluded, next on Barcelona's renewal table are Gavi and Pedri, with negotiations also ongoing with Frenkie de Jong and Ronald Araujo. It's worth mentioning that Lopez's current contract with Barcelona expires in the summer of 2027, and the player has only featured in 4 matches this season, totaling 81 minutes.
Vâng, và trước khi tiếp tục video, thì các quý vị đang xem video thấy hay thì like, comment và đăng ký ủng hộ kênh với nhé. Một lần nữa xin chân thành cảm ơn quý vị rất nhiều.
Before the Barcelona clash, Musiala returns to Bayern training. International winger Jamal Musiala, who has been sidelined since the start of the month due to a hip injury, participated in Bayern Munich's training on Tuesday, just ahead of their UEFA Champions League match against Barcelona. Bayern held their final training session on Tuesday at Säbener Straße, before traveling to Barcelona for the third round of group stage matches in the newly formatted continental competition. Musiala was present during the open media portion of the session's first 15 minutes, though it's uncertain if he's physically fit to participate in Wednesday's match, or at least part of it. Musiala sustained his injury on the 2nd of this month during Bayern's 1-0 loss to Aston Villa in the previous round, causing him to miss Germany's Nations League matches against Bosnia 2-1 and the Netherlands 1-0 on the 11th and 14th of this month, respectively. Bayern sorely missed the 21-year-old in their 3-3 draw against Eintracht Frankfurt and their 4-0 victory over Stuttgart in their recent Bundesliga matches, where they currently top the table under Belgian coach Vincent Kompany, leading Leipzig by goal difference. Musiala had been training partially over the past few days before rejoining full-team training on Tuesday. Kompany's press conference before Barcelona versus Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich's coach, Vincent Kompany, spoke about the upcoming match against Barcelona, which will take place on Wednesday, October 23rd, in the third round of the UEFA Champions League group stage. In the press conference, Kompany praised Lamine Yamal, saying, "It's exceptional for Barcelona, especially after the departure of Messi, who for many years was a major figure in world football. They now have another player who can fill that role, and that's unique." He added, "All respect to Barcelona's academy, La Masia, which has always been able to trust these types of players and give them opportunities." When discussing Yamal further, Kompany said, "It's not just about stopping individual players. It's about winning the match against Barcelona. It's not about stopping just one player, but the whole team, and that's our focus. But Lamine Yamal is indeed impressive." On facing Hansi Flick, Bayern's former coach, Kompany said, "We need to separate things. What I just said is important. He wasn't just a coach for Bayern. He was a highly successful coach who represented the club in a way that's still talked about." He continued, "This match will be very special for him, but what matters is the match between the two teams. Flick has clear ideas, and so do we. We'll see which team can win." Kompany also noted, "I don't differentiate between matches or opponents. This is now the most important match for me. The difference is that I live for each game week by week, just like you journalists live for this game against Barcelona. We're facing one of the best clubs in Europe, and it's going to be exciting." Kompany on the 8-2 victory over Barcelona and Pau Cubarsí. Kompany acknowledged, "Looking at the stats, I understand why there are so many Spanish journalists here, even though Flick mentioned this. I don't think they will adapt to our way of playing. They will probably play as they did in their recent matches and try to beat us in their own style." Regarding Pau Cubarsí, Kompany stated, "He is one of the future leaders of global football's defense. I was lucky to start my career at a very young age, but not at this level." He continued, "Not only because he's playing for Barcelona, but because he's in a team with a lot of quality. If he avoids injuries, he will be a great player." Regarding Jamal Musiala, Kompany said, "Everyone knows how important he is to us, but it's not about one match against Barcelona. It's about the next 30 or 40 games. We need to find a balance in his workload. Whether he'll be a substitute and how long he plays, I can't say anything about that yet." He concluded his statements about Bayern's 8-2 victory over Barcelona. "I understand that this match carries its own drama and is part of history, but for me, it's only about the 90 minutes tomorrow. A new story will unfold, and that's the only one I care about right now."